Good morning, everyone. We are going to begin with some proclamations this morning, beginning with Parish President Cynthia Lee Shang.
Can I have Mr. Ronnie Lampart to come up, please? Where's Ronnie? There you go. Got to embarrass you now. Our Jefferson Parish employees are certainly at the heart of what we do to serve the citizens of our community. I'm proud to recognize our Jefferson Parish Director of Community Justice Agency, Ronald Lampart, for his 15 years of service. Under Ronald's leadership, our Community Justice Agency oversees the application for federal funds allocated to Jefferson Parish government and agencies in the criminal justice system for various crime prevention programs to help reduce crime and assist crime victims in Jefferson Parish. The Community Justice Agency also serves as the local grant manager for similar agencies in the parishes of Assumption, Lafourche, Plaquemine, St. Bernard, St. Charles, St. James, St. John, St. Tammany, and Terrebonne parishes. Before his time with the parish, Ronald devoted 35 years of service to the New Orleans Municipal Court, retiring after a career that culminated with his appointment as clerk of court, a role he served in for the final 10 years of his tenure. He has been a member of the Louisiana Bar since 1982, demonstrating more than 4 decades of dedication to the legal profession and public service. And beyond his professional career, Ronald has remained deeply engaged in his community, serving as a 15-year member of the Knights of Columbus, St. Catherine of Siena Council, including service as a board member. Ronald's decades of service exemplify professionalism, integrity, and dedication to the public good, and we are so grateful to have you here in Jefferson Parish. Congratulations on 15 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel and Sophia?
Good, how are you?
Any council members want to come get a picture with Ronald?
All right.
Okay, next I'm going to have Steve Lachute join me at the podium. I know he was hoping this wasn't going to happen. This is a little sadder for us, but good for him. Whereas Steve Lachute grew up in Algiers, Louisiana, and moved to Brazil as a teenager, where he learned to speak Portuguese fluently. Why did I just learn this now? He returned for his senior year at O. Perry Walker High School, and his interest in law enforcement was sparked during his time where he volunteered as a police explorer, answering phones at the police station on Saturdays. And whereas a dedicated public servant, Steve began his career in law enforcement with the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office in 1981, where over the course of 34 years, he rose through the ranks to serve as deputy chief, overseeing critical operations, including the crime laboratory, DNA lab, 911 communications center, and records division. And whereas following his retirement from JPSO in 2015, Steve continued his commitment to public service when then at-large parish council member Cynthia Lee Shang, that's me, appointed him as an aide in our West Bank office. And whereas in 2019, Steve Lachute was appointed as the Chief Operating Officer for Jefferson Parish, serving as second in command in managing the day-to-day operations of parish government, including oversight of more than 2,400 parish employees. And whereas during his tenure as CAOO, Steve provided steady leadership through an unprecedented period in modern history, including the COVID-19 global pandemic, Hurricanes Zeta, Ida, and Francine, as well as tornadoes in 2022, 41 consecutive days of record-breaking heat and the resulting saltwater intrusion crisis in 2023, major water line break in 2024, and a snowstorm in 2025. And there were some fun things, too, he got to do, whereas Steve was honored to serve as King of August 38, leading the crew's 50th parade through Metairie in 2023. And whereas Steve's calm demeanor, dedication, and unwavering commitment earned him the respect of his colleagues, partner agencies, and the community, demonstrating the highest standards, I mean that, Steve, the highest standards of public service and collaborative leadership during Jefferson Parish's most challenging times. And whereas Steve is married to his wife, Adrienne, and together they are the proud parents of 2 adult daughters, Caitlin and Courtney. He's also known as a big animal lover with 1 dog and 5 rescue cats. Before I finish, I want to say I was the District 5 council member, which represented, the East Bank, and I grew up in the East Bank. And when I was elected at large, I wanted someone on my staff who knew the West Bank. And that was really when I was hiring Steve for his West Bank cred and to help me perform better in office. When I look back over 10 years, certainly he helped us on that front. But it's like the word is steady, calm. He's always there. He put in long hours. I think the directors always felt a comfort level with him. I think his type of management and my type of management, I think we worked very well together. We're different and we complemented each other very well. He was certainly my partner in crime. And I will miss him. I am so happy for him. We live life in chapters, and this chapter is over for him, and only you know that. And I know he's going to go on to do many exciting, rewarding things, and I'm happy for you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful that you came into my life, that you're part of my work family. I love you very much. You should be so proud of your family and just proud of how you gave yourself to Jefferson Parish. So with that, now therefore I, Cynthia Lee Shang, President of Jefferson Parish, do hereby celebrate and congratulate Steve Lachute on his retirement after 10 years of service to Jefferson Parish. And we have a little thing to give you as to remember you by, Steve. So I want the staff to come in and take a picture. You want to?
This is very surreal and humbling to me to be have served Jefferson Parish for the past 10 years. And Cynthia, you gave me an opportunity, and I appreciate your confidence in me. And it's been a pleasure working with you, as it was working with your father. Learned so much from you as I learned from him. Learned so much from everybody that I work with. Miss my council family, miss my work family, but it's time for me to move on, and I truly enjoyed serving the members of here, the members of Jefferson Parish and the community, and I will miss everyone indeed. Thanks.
I think we're going to take an office picture, and then we want the council members to get in on the next picture. So let's get. Yeah, you got to hold. You can hold the. No, we want the big head in it, don't we? We want the head. Here. Okay, council members. I know he wants one with the council members as well. Yeah. Okay.
Steve, I'm disappointed you make your remarks in Portuguese.
I'm like, how did I not know this whole time?
I've had a little more excitement.
I knew he was in Brazil, but I didn't know he was
Steve, I didn't realize you were tired.
As you can see, lots of purple, green, and gold around our council chamber. It is the official kickoff to the carnival season in Jefferson Parish. Before we recognize each crew, I do want to recognize a former parish president who is in the audience, Steve Theriot, who's here this morning, I think to celebrate one of our royalty, his granddaughter, Callie Longete, who's going to be the Queen of Argus. This is one of the most celebratory times, obviously, in Jefferson Parish, and so we want to recognize each crew and all of the people who make Carnival in Jefferson with our East Bank crews this morning. So special.
So first of all, I want to thank all of our parish departments, fire department, the sheriff's office, the EMS. You all truly are what makes this happen. And of course, we have to thank the crews who have spent a lot of effort, time, and money to put Mardi Gras on. Y'all, please excuse me. By the way, I'm having some eye issues. My eyes are dilated, so I have to put on my sunglasses. It's not because I think I'm cool. It's just because I'm having a hard time seeing. First, the crew of Excalibur, Melissa Hildreth, captain. Robert Brown, captain's assistant, crew of Excalibur. Sandra Cruz Nix, queen of Excalibur. And John Valenza, king of the crew of Excalibur.
He didn't make it. What you want?
I'm sorry.
Gwen Lacoste, the captain of the crew of Mad Hatters. Joseph Lacoste, the captain of the crew of Mad Hatters. Pierre Thomas, the Mad Hatter. Karen Waldrop, Alice.
Thank you so much.
And Irma Thomas, the Grand Marshal. Crew of Symphony, LaRon Nelson, captain. Lydia Glapion, co-captain. Lauren McLean, Esquire, the queen of the crew of Symphony. Desmond Whitley Allen, crew of Symphony, the king.
Thank you.
Okay. With the crew of Athena, Taisha Williams Payne, captain. Shonitra Vaughn, co-captain. Christina Long, the queen. Dr. Maurice Scholas, the king. Angel Renee Banks Ross, Grace of Fun. Veronica LeBeau, Grace of Sisterhood. Jasmine Proctor, Grace of Service. Kanice Jones, Grace of Fellowship. Crew of Centurions, Michael Bourgeois Jr., the captain. Andy LaBeouf, captain. Gabrielle Fisher, queen. Keith Conley, the king.
Be nice. Be nice.
Robert Norman, the Grand Marshal. Yeah, there's a guy that can't keep a job. I already moved on to something else. Danny Murray, captain of Atlas. The Queen of Atlas, Carolyn Abady. King Atlas, Adam Sarderly. The crew of Argus, Robert Devaney. Lawrence Shahardy, co-captain. I'm sorry, Robert Devaney is captain, and Lawrence Shahardy is co-captain. Callie Langty, the queen. Congratulations. David Haydell, king. Crew of Jeffersonians. Mike Wan, captain. Len Geraci, grand marshal. And that's everybody. If we can get a picture and then ask our council and parish president to take pictures with you guys.
Show this paper or no? Take your sash off.
Okay. I am. I thought it was at 11.
I'm stepping back so you can turn. Well, that was fun.
I was like, oh, you're going to take a run?
You're late.
and it didn't pop. He was recording. I'm sorry. I had it on my calendar for 11. I think what happened was when
you got my message, you was like,
what are you talking about? So what happens is sometimes when I'm traveling and the calendar gets populated, it was 9 Pacific time. So the podcast was crazy. Hey, how's it going? I left my book again because I won't have to go outside at that night. Yeah. You all look beautiful. Beautiful. Congratulations.
This was not the popcorn after all.
Good, how are you?
That's not we do. I got a text too. You said handle with Scott's texting right now. It's gonna be all right. We got Metairie Road. More than Metairie Road. So not don't just put Metairie. It goes all the way to the lake and it's the same corridor. You'll see.
No. Okay, the meeting will begin at 10 a.m., so we have a few minutes to visit. All right, good morning. Welcome to this Jefferson Parish Council meeting. It is Wednesday, January the 14th. We're here at the Yenny Building. As we like to begin, we always start with an invocation. And Councilman Hans Liljeberg has selected the person who will lead us in prayer this morning.
Good morning. Father Joe Palermo, who is the pastor, longtime pastor at St. Francis Xavier, will do our invocation today. Father Palermo is a longtime member of the St. Thomas More Catholic Lawyers Association. He's our chaplain, which is how I know him. And he's a great priest, notwithstanding the fact that he's a lawyer, so please don't hold that against him.
Thank you so much. As we begin a new year for the council to meet, let's pause for a moment to remember that we're always in God's holy presence, and let's take a moment of silence to put ourselves into that presence. O God, you are the beginning and end of our journey. You are the source of all wisdom and compassion. As this council gathers, the council does so as stewards of our community, entrusted with the responsibility of serving the people with integrity, fairness, and faithfulness. Grant clarity of mind and vision to this council so that its deliberations and decisions may be guided by truth and always seek the common good. Bless the council with unity of purpose, even when opinions and perspectives differ, and help it to seek solutions that foster justice and peace. With gratitude to you for the opportunity to serve and use the gifts you have given us, we seek your guidance and grace in all things as we begin a new calendar year. In your most holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Spirit, amen.
Thank you, Father Joe. Our Chief Operating Officer, Steve Lachute, this is his last official council meeting, so if you'll lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Blow up on me.
As this meeting's called to order, we'll begin with the roll.
Chairwoman Van Rankin.
Here.
Councilman Walker.
Here.
Councilman Kerner.
Here.
Councilman Bonanno.
Here.
Councilman Lee. Here. Councilwoman Bohannon.
Here.
Councilman Liljeberg.
Present.
Parish President Ms. Lee Shane. Here. And I've completed the roll.
Madam President, would you like to address the council?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, honorary council members. We're going to start the year with a new initiative. We're calling this Litter-Free JP. A little bit of background about what we're about to embark on. I was driving my daughter up to Connecticut last year and driving through South Carolina, and what was very noticeable about me was the lack of litter on their roads. I was so very impressed with it. And then a few months later, I was at a conference in Florida, and I was sitting next to someone at breakfast from South Carolina, and I commented about how incredible their roads looked. And he said, yeah, we did this new program. We didn't hire a big contractor. We kind of just hired, like, his words, like a guy in a truck. And it ended up being a great initiative, and it's great for economic development, and I was just so very impressed. So it's taken us this long to get this far, because it's new, and in government we have processes, but this was new, and we reached out to several nonprofits to help us with the pilot and figure this out. We needed to pilot it first before we can expand it. And thank goodness Murphy Education and Sports Foundation took the challenge. Only one of them were willing to kind of partner with us first. So again, very excited about our new Litter-Free JP pilot program, because it represents an innovative way for Jefferson Parish to partner with local nonprofits to tackle litter in our community. The council, you all approved a CEA on the December 10th agenda with the Murphy Education and Sports Foundation for this program, and the nonprofit has started to assist with the litter removal along our parish and the state rights of way. By working with nonprofit organizations, we can keep litter off our streets at a lower cost than traditional contracted services, while also supporting organizations that are invested in our community and providing more job opportunities. The CEA is for 1 year and allows for litter removal on both the east and west banks. The cost is not to exceed $200,000, and funding will be through the Streets Department's fund balance. Payment will be based on the hours spent by the organization removing litter. The organization will supply the vehicles and the labor needed for litter collection, and the parish will provide tools and safety equipment to assist in the project. All litter collected by the organization will be disposed at one of the streets parkways facilities. This pilot allows us to evaluate a cost-effective, flexible, and community-focused approach to litter removal that, if successful, we hope can be expanded in the future. Ultimately, this program helps us keep Jefferson Parish cleaner, stretch taxpayer dollars further, and strengthen partnerships with organizations that care about our neighborhoods. Sometimes I will call Brian Parks, our great director of parkways, and say, clean up this area, it's full of litter, and 2 days later, I'll pass it again, and it's messy. Obviously, we have a landfill in our parish. We have a lot of trucks with litter that come through our parish that don't seal it properly and cover it properly, and we need more passes, more regular passes. A couple passes a week on a major thoroughfares is not enough to keep up with the litter that gets dropped there. So hopefully with this new initiative, we will be able to do more passes on very popular thoroughfares. Moving on to our Jefferson Protection and Animal Welfare Services, JPAWS, some exciting news. Just last week, and many of you attended, we broke ground on the new JPAWS East Bank Adoption Center in Councilman Bonanno's district. This center will restore critical animal welfare services to the parish following the loss of our former East Bank shelter due to Hurricane Ida. The new 27,750 square foot single-story facility is scheduled for completion on February 28, 2027, and will feature separate adoption, community clinic, and intake entrances, as well as pet housing areas that support efficient operations. This will offer a welcoming, modern space for the community and the animals in our area. The new facility has been envisioned as an animal utopia, prioritizing comfort, functionality, and the next level design to reduce stress for animals and create a positive experience for our visitors. I want to thank our director and leader, JPAWS Director Michelle Brignac, and the council and our staff and partners for all your hard work as we mark this major milestone in animal welfare services for Jefferson Parish. Also, our JPAWS employees will be doing a life-saving transport of 50 cats to the KC Pet Project in Kansas City, Missouri tomorrow, January 15th. JPAWS current live release rate is 80%, which is the percentage of animals that leave alive through adoption, return to owner, or transfer to another rescue. JPAWS's hope is to increase this in 2026 by 15 to 20% to reach 90 to 90% of animals by the end of the year. JPAWS will also be hosting a New Year New Best Friend adoption event this Saturday, January 17th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Jefferson Feed, located at 4421 Jefferson Highway in Metairie. Our library updates. Our library continues to be recognized for its innovative programs and partnerships. The ongoing partnership between our Jefferson Parish Library and JPAWS was highlighted in the American Library Association's online magazine this month, reaching a national audience. Multiple branches of the Jefferson Parish Library are celebrating the 250th anniversary of the birth of British romance novelist Jane Austen. Ostentatious movie series of book-to-screen adaptations, to paper quilling and calligraphy classes, a trivia night, a tea tasting party, and a Regency-era ball featuring a dance troupe that will close out the activities on Saturday, January 31st. So if you're a Jane Austen fan, we have a program for you. River Ridge Library is hosting a six-session memoir writing class on Wednesdays from 1 to 3 through February 25th. The instructor will guide pre-registered participants through the stages of writing an autobiography, and individuals will share selected highlights from their life stories in a group setting at the conclusion of the series. Our West Bank Regional Library hosts free notary services on the second Monday of each month from 9 to 10 a.m. Patrons should bring documents requiring a notary seal, any required witnesses, and a valid identification. Notary sessions take place on a first-come, first-served basis and end promptly at 10 a.m. For more information about library programming and branches, visit jplibrary.net. All events can be found at calendar.jplibrary.net. Our first household hazardous waste collection event for 2026 will take place at the Shrine on Airline in Metairie this Saturday, January 17th from 9 a.m. to noon. This is a free service to residents and a great opportunity to provide for the proper disposal of leftover household products that contain corrosive and toxic ingredients. Accepted materials include paint, electronic waste, household chemicals, and mercury-containing equipment. A detailed list of accepted materials is available on our parish website. Each year, thousands of Christmas trees are donated by Jefferson Parish residents and diverted from landfills to protect wetland habitat within the Barataria Basin. These recycled trees are used to build wave-dampening fences located off the shore, helping to reduce coastal erosion. The 2026 Christmas tree recycling event will take place on Saturday, January 24th from 8:30 until noon. Visit the Jefferson Parish website to sign up to volunteer. Our Lafreniere Park director would like to thank all the various parish departments and employees who helped make the Christmas lights this year better than ever. Lafreniere Park not only hosts our annual Christmas in the Park, but many other events throughout the year. One of our upcoming events is in partnership with the Dawn Busters Kiwanis, who is hosting the Breaking Dawn 5K and Kids Dash at Lafreniere Park on Sunday, February 1st. More information about this 5K race and how to sign up is available on raceroster.com. Head Start would like to recognize and thank Councilman Lee for allocating $1 million at the December 10th council meeting to complete the River Ridge Head Start renovation project. This investment will enhance our ability to provide safe, high-quality learning environments to children and families in need of services. I want to call your attention to agenda item number 69, which is the Deloitte contract. We are asking for your favorable consideration of this item to increase the contract cap and extend the contract for Deloitte, which was deferred at the last meeting. This amendment is needed due to, obviously, ongoing staff shortages, the audit complexity, and our legacy financial system data. Deloitte's support remains critical as a short-term measure to maintain accurate reporting, meet audit deadlines, and ensure that we are in the best position to have our bond rating restored while we continue to recruit staff and build internal capacity. The legacy financial system that we have, that we are trying to migrate from, the limitations of that system further compound the workload because the parish, we're operating on a 30-year-old system that can no longer be supported as our financial management system. It's outdated and it has incomplete data. To address this, Deloitte has been instrumental in our ERP project, which requires extensive data cleanup. It's long overdue and is the largest internal project in parish history. Specialized expertise is required to interpret the historical data, ensure reporting accuracy, and prepare for the eventual conversion to a modern ERP system. Use of external consultants for large specialized projects such as the ERP, which touches every single parish department, is standard practice. Deloitte's work will continue to help us avoid further delays and restore consistent reporting, which is essential to improving audit outcomes, positioning the parish to regain and strengthen its bond ratings, and ensuring Jefferson Parish remains financially strong and prepared for the future. Again, this is item number 69 on the agenda. Then last but not, two more items. Bicentennial time capsules. I want to thank everyone for celebrating our Jefferson Parish Bicentennial with us all year long. We're going to end this incredible bicentennial year in the same location we began, and we'll be closing out our 200th year celebration on our 201st birthday, February 11th, with a very special ceremony to take place at 10 a.m. in the Pelican Park next to the General Government Building. As part of this ceremony, we'll be placing time capsules into the base of our Pelican sculpture, which was unveiled 1 year ago on our 200th birthday. We have a special time capsule for each of our council members to fill with items that best represent our parish, your district, and the municipalities within your district. And then last but not least, I want to bring your attention to resolution number 105 on the agenda, requesting the council's favorable consideration for the reappointment of Ninette Barrios as our transit director. Ninette is no stranger to Jefferson Parish. She's always been a next level director for us, and we are excited to welcome her back home. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. Any council members have any questions or comments for the parish president? All right, Councilman Scott Walker is going to introduce an update on a project with Barry Dunn.
We've got Sam and Kerry here from Barry Dunn, if you want to come on up to the podium. This just started really a couple of days ago, where they met with the permitting staff in Jefferson Parish to sort of go over some new initiatives to help make the process more efficient, a little more streamlined, and they are nationally recognized. Barry Dunn works with governments all over the country, including governments similar to our size. And, oftentimes the first interaction people have is with our permitting and planning departments in Jefferson Parish. So there's already a permitting review underway with the Parish President's Advisory Committee to streamline those processes and rewrite our code, which, as we've seen before, is voluminous. So this is the permitting side of that, to make sure that we're updated, we're employing best practices, and we're doing the things that are necessary to do to make sure that our constituents have the best experience possible as they go through the process when they're building and opening businesses in Jefferson Parish. So, Kerry, go ahead and fire away with your quick presentation. Hang on one sec. There it is.
All set?
Yep.
Good morning, Council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Carrie Willett with Barry Dunn, and you'll see a few other of our team members here around the building this week. As Councilman Walker noted, Barry Dunn is a management consulting firm. We've been consulting local governments for 38 years, and our team specifically works with building, planning, operations. So we're very familiar with these processes and work with communities across the country. Just to give you an overview of our project timeline, we began working with the parish team in late November on some initial project planning. Right now, we're in the middle of phase one, where we're looking at the current environment, understanding processes, and identifying challenges that we're looking to wrap that up in February, so next month. And then following that, phase two would be developing recommendations for improvement to complete that with a report anticipated for May. Following the report, we'll continue to provide support to the parish on implementation and ordinance update once they begin that process. So for phase one, we've been collecting information from the parish, background documentation on the permitting process, as well as general feedback from staff through surveys. We're here on site this week meeting with all of the teams that are involved in the process, getting information on how they conduct their operations, systems that they're using, and challenges that they're having. We're also meeting with external partners, so that includes developers and builders who are regularly interacting with the parish for the permitting process. We also will be meeting with the Parish President's Advisory Committee on Thursday to understand the work that they've been doing and some of the challenges that they're hearing from the community. The next step in this process after these meetings this week will be to develop as-is process diagrams. So diagramming detail by detail, step by step of the processes as they are today. That's also a great tool for the parish to have down the road to update those, to really have that documented of what's happening and who is responsible for what tasks. I just want to note that we're also, as I mentioned, we'll be meeting with the Parish President's Advisory Committee. We understand that there are continuing process improvements, system upgrades, and we're aware of those and aligning our efforts with what is happening on the ground here, as well as the work that Conyers is doing with the planning department and ordinance update. I just wanted to say that from working with the parish project management team from November And then our meetings on site have been great. Staff has been very open and receptive and responsive, and wonderful to work with. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
I know we've got a lot of great people in that department, and I made it clear when we spoke to them the other day, this isn't about anybody doing a bad job or making mistakes. This is about raising the bar together and making sure that we're doing the right things for the future and evolving in a way that we should. And we appreciate your outside, unbiased perspective that's non-political, that gives some fresh eyes on the entire situation. So I appreciate you being here. If anybody else has any questions, go ahead. All right. Thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Now is the portion of our agenda where anyone wishing to speak on a resolution that is on our agenda, please come forward. Make sure you have filled out a request to speak card, sign that, and given that to our clerk. Each person will have 3 minutes. If you're here to speak on an ordinance, so that's numbers 6 through 15, those ordinances will have their own time, their own public hearing, but this is the time when anyone wishing to speak on a resolution can come forward. No one? I think this is a first. I'm glad I'm sitting down. Okay, before we begin the bulk of our agenda, I did want to mention you'll see something this morning that is different than we've done in past council meetings. You will see us open electronic voting, and you'll see a visual come up that will record our vote and tally the vote, whether an item passes or fails. I want to thank the Public Information Office. The Department of Justice issued something that requires all governments to make sure that all of our constituents can see and hear what's going on in parish government. And so part of our voting electronically will be to comply with that and help the Public Information Office. So we will begin with items 1 through 3, which I have a note will be deferred to the February 4th council meeting. Councilman Walker, what's your motion regarding the deferral of those items?
Move.
Okay, so voting is open on the deferral of items.
We need to do a motion and then a second, and then we can open.
Okay, so, a motion of Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Now voting is open for consideration of deferral of items 1 through 3. We're hitting, hang on one second. We've started the voting. I don't see.
Yeah, mine went away.
Start vote. Let's see.
There we
Okay.
go.
All right, so everybody, if you'll cast your yay or nay vote on the deferral of items 1 through 3. This is new for all of us.
Every item.
All right, and we have 7 who have voted, so we're going to end the vote, close the voting. The item passes, 7 yays, 0 nays, and we'll get used to this and speed it up. Those items are deferred to February the 4th. All right, item 4 is a resolution. Madam Clerk? You're correct. That's executive session, item 4 and 5. So we will get back to those. Moving over.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
when we go to executive session,
Yes.
is it possible, Ms. Parish Attorney, for us to discuss the firefighter issue with the pay raise? I mean, these guys are here every week or every council meeting, and I'd like to try to figure out, get an update. I don't know if that's possible or not.
Is my mic working?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is not. The matter is not in litigation, and there's been no formal submission of a demand from the firemen. So we cannot go into executive session to discuss that. It would be a violation of open meetings law.
Okay. All right, so item 4 is an ordinance. Item 6 is an ordinance. Madam Clerk?
Summary number 26664, approving the preliminary and final plat of subdivision of lots 25, 26, 27, and 28, Square 2, Paulette Place subdivision into lots 25A, Square 2, and approving and accepting the final plat of said subdivision ES-117-25, Council District 5.
Okay, we can waive the reading on this item. We're now opening the public hearing. So if anyone in the public it wishes to speak in favor of this item, please come forward. And if you'll state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is, Brett Pemberton, 42.
One second. Let me.
I'm just here for. If there, can you hear me? I'm just here if there are any questions regarding the,
Sorry, hang on. Try one more time.
my name is Brett Pemberton, 4316 Cortland Drive. I'm the owner of this property, and I'm just here if there are any questions that need to be asked or need to be addressed.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else in favor of this item? Anyone opposed to this ordinance? Please come forward. All right. Are you coming forward to speak on this item? No. Okay. Madam Clerk, please note that one appeared in favor. Councilman Liljeburg, what's your
Move
motion?
to approve.
Okay, moving on the approval of summary number 26664 on Councilman Liljeburg, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open. We're going to start the vote. All right, with all 7 votes in, we're closing the voting. Motion passes unanimously. Item number 7, Madam Clerk.
Summary number 26665, approving the preliminary and final plat of subdivision of lots 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, Square 4, Paulette Place subdivision into lots 35A, Square 4, and approving and accepting the final plat of said subdivision, ES-118-25, Council District 5.
Okay, we can waive the reading on this item. We're now opening the public hearing for summary number 26665. Anyone who's in favor of this item, please come forward. State your name and address for the record.
Good morning. My name is Matthew Ross.
One second. Good.
My name is Matthew Ross. Good morning.
Hang on one moment. It's not letting me push the mic on if you all can. There you go.
Test.
There you go.
Good morning. My name is Matthew Ross. I live at 516 Metairie Lawn Drive, and I'm the property owner at 435 Metairie Lawn Drive. And I'm also here to answer any questions you may have. So,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Anyone else in favor? Anyone opposed to this item, please come forward. Madam Clerk, we're noting that one came in favor of the project, no one in opposition. Councilman Liljeburg, your motion?
Move to approve.
We're moving to approve summary number 26665 on motion of Councilman Liljeburg, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. We are now opening the voting on this matter. Please vote. All right, with all votes in, ending the vote. And we have, oh, did I not? No, I voted. Oh, okay. Councilman Walker is abstaining. 6 yeas, 0 nays, 1 abstention. The item passes. Item number 8.
Summary number 26666, amending the official zoning map of Jefferson Parish, Lot A-1, Square 8, Bridgedale, Section A, located at 201 Transcontinental Drive, more particularly amending the zoning classification from R1A to C1, EZ-21-25, Council District 2.
We can waive the reading. We're now opening the public hearing on summary number 26666. Anyone in favor, please come forward. And if you would state your name and address for the record.
Good morning. My name is Brian Hoff. I'm the property owner of 201 Transcontinental. I don't know if this is redundant or appropriate or not, but I brought a map because I was told that it's possible there's an encroaching in the neighborhood for commercial property. And so I have a map here that I have. So beyond this line here is all the commercial properties in the neighborhood that are allowing to exist presently. And we are right next door to the busiest po' boy shop pretty much in the city. So I just thought it was kind of strange to be able to be next to them and not benefit from all the busyness, to be able to convert it to an office. Anyway, is that good?
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. Anyone else in favor on this item wishing to speak? Anyone opposed on this item? Please come forward. All right, we're noting, Madam Clerk, that one came in favor, no one appeared in opposition. Councilman Bonanno?
Move to deny.
Move of denial of summary ordinance number 26666. Voting on motion of Councilman Bonanno, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Please vote your machines on this item.
So is this how do you, are we yay or nay?
The motion is to deny.
Yay.
So if you're supportive of your denial, it would be a yay vote.
Okay, thank you.
All 7 have voted. We're ending the voting. And so with 7 yays moving in denial of this item, the item passes to deny.
Glad y'all figured it out.
No, we're not good.
All right.
Is it a moot? Okay, that's the same, it's right, yeah.
Okay, item 9, Madam Clerk.
Summary number 26667, declaring a 15-foot by 150-foot portion of Partial C New Orleans Public Belt Railroad site subdivision no longer needed for public purposes, and authorizing its sale to the adjacent property owner at Lot 1D1B2, 617 Hill Street to S&K Enterprises Incorporated, Council District 2.
We can waive the reading. We're now opening the public hearing on this item, summary number 26667. Anyone who is in favor of this item, please come forward. Seeing no one, anyone opposed on this item, please come forward. Madam Clerk, please note no one appeared. Councilman Bonanno, your motion.
Move to approve.
Move to approve on summary number 26667 on motion of Councilman Bonanno, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. We will start our voting. There's one more vote. Everyone vote? We're waiting on one. One more. Maybe hit your button again, if you would. There we go. All right, closing the voting. 7 yeas, 0 nays. The item passes. All right, item 10.
Summary number 26668, renaming the entire length of McDermott Road to its only intersection at Ellen A. Road, Metairie, as Renegade Way. Council District 2.
We're now opening the public hearing on summary number 26668. Anyone in favor of this item, please come forward. No one. Anyone opposed, please come forward. Madam Clerk, please note no one has appeared in favor or against. Councilman Bonanno, what's your motion?
Move to approve.
The approval of summary number 26668 on motion of Councilman Bonanno, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. We're going to start the vote. All right. 6 votes in, 7 votes in, ending the voting. The item passes 7 yeas, 0 nays. Item 11.
Summary number 26669, increasing the salary of the coroners of Jefferson Parish.
We're now opening the public hearing on this item, summary number 26669. Anyone in favor of this item, please come forward. Our coroner joining us this morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is kind of awkward to be here asking this. I mean, after years in the private sector, if you wanted to talk about your salary, you go behind closed doors and make your case and talk to your supervisor and go that way. And so this is a little awkward, but I feel I've done a good job as coroner for the last 14 years. My goal has always been to make my family, the citizens of this parish and this council, proud of the job I've done and to not embarrass them. Another goal has been to be respected by the sheriff and the DA, who run agencies that are independent of mine. The office that I run is the only accredited coroner's office in the state of Louisiana. I think that's quite an accomplishment for the office and myself. I've stayed out of the news, which is has been a difficult thing for other coroners in our region. Since around 2001, the coroner's salary in JP has been set at 50% of a district court judge's salary. Currently makes me the 5th highest paid coroner in Louisiana. I respectfully ask that be changed to 95% of the district court judge salary, which will still keep me as the 5th highest paid coroner in Louisiana. I feel that this change would properly compensate me and also make the position more attractive to other physicians to run for in the future. And I'm here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions for Coroner Satanovich?
And just to make it clear, you pay for the salary increase from your own funds and your own millage collections?
That is correct. No parish funds. It's run through our own office.
Doc, I just want to say you've done a great job. When I worked with your office, both at the district attorney's office and as a district judge, and y'all do a fantastic job. So thank you for the job that you've done for so little money for so long.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for providing the information you did on other coroner salaries and such. It was very helpful. And you have always been there for the community in times of need. So thank you. Anyone else in support of this item? You can come forward. Anyone opposed? All right, Madam Clerk, please note that 1 came in support of the item, none opposed. I'm going to start the voting on this item to approve.
I got to do a motion.
Yep. I'm sorry, the motion by Councilman Liljeburg, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken.
So somebody has to move on it, and then we can.
The move to Councilwoman Bohannon moves to approve summary number 26669, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open. All right, ending the vote. 7 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. Congratulations on your hard work to our coroner. Item number 12.
Summary number 26670, amending the Jefferson Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 6, Boards, Commissions, Committees, and other agencies of the parish, Division 24, Animal Shelter Advisory Board, relative to a name change, amending Section 2-831 through 2-835.
Now opening the public hearing for summary number 26670. Anyone who is in favor of this item, please come forward. Anyone opposed? Madam Clerk, please note no one in favor or opposition. Councilman Walker?
Move.
The approval of summary number 26670 on motion of Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is now open. We have 5, 6, 1 missing.
One more.
7, there we go. Closing the vote. The item passes unanimously, 7 yeas, 0 nays. The item passes. All right, item number 13.
Summary number 26671, amending the Jefferson Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 7, Animals and Fowl.
Now opening the public hearing for summary number 26671. Anyone in favor, please come forward. Ma'am, if you could state your name and address for the record.
Yogi Johnson, 3237 Tulane Drive. I'm in favor of this ordinance. I've been doing animal rescue for 35 years. The shelter, in essence, is an entity designed to protect the public against irresponsible pet owners. Anything that we can do that saves tax dollars, which is what we're paying for, is irresponsible pet owners. So stronger spay and neuter laws will help rescue not have such a heavy burden, and it will also help us pay less taxes, and it will help the animals get less cruelty and neglect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie Hurstis, 6213 Airline Drive. Y'all, we need spay and neuter laws. You're killing us. If something is not done, every rescue is going to close. There's no funding for us. There's too many irresponsible owners, and everybody keeps turning a blind eye. We've got to do something. You're killing us. I mean, shelters are overrun, rescues are overrun. We can't help the public shelter because we're too full. Why? Because your John Q. Public will not spay and neuter. You've got to put something out there. You've got to put the, you've got to. You're killing us, literally. We're running on grit, sweat, and no help. So y'all need to think about this and help us out, or you're really going to be in trouble when all of us have to fold because we're struggling. We're drowning. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else in favor? Anyone opposed to this item, please come forward. Madam Clerk, please note that 2 came in favor, no one appeared in opposition. Councilman Walker, your motion?
Move.
Councilman Walker moves to approve summary number 26671, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is now open. If you would vote. Waiting on one more. Has someone not voted? It's still showing me 6. Press again, just.
We can figure this out, y'all.
There you go. 7 votes. We're ending the vote. 7 yeas, 0 nays. Item passes. Item number 14, Madam Clerk. Councilman Walker, Council Clerk, I understand we have some amendments.
Summary number 26675, amending the 2026 operating budget, and the amendments are to increase the appropriation of the Ambulance District Number 2 fund balance to $275,000 from $270,000 to account 21770-2425-73411 for a one-time payment to Grand Isle Volunteer Emergency Services Incorporated for the purchase of a new ambulance. Council District 1, allocate $21,063 from Council District 1's off-track betting fund to account number 2220030057742 machinery and equipment for speed trailers. Council District 1, allocate $115,124 from Council District 2's video poker fund to project number 45629-142 for landscaping services on Dickory Avenue near Faraday Park. Council District 2, allocate $10,500 from Council District 2's East Bank Tourism Fund to account number 220302760-126-7680418-203-62000 for a CEA with the Audrey Mae Tassan Foundation for expenses for the King Zulu flag raising ceremony on February 7th, 2026 in the LaSalle Park, Metairie, Louisiana during the 2026 carnival season, which will promote tourism and economic development in Jefferson Parish. Council District 2, strike the proposed reduction of $23,004 to the monthly allotment to the Lafitte Barataria Crown Point Volunteer Fire Company, account number 2209029107346-1. Council District 1, allocate $130,000 from Streets Department unappropriated fund balance to account number 2220030507911445560 for transfer to the Dickory and Mounds Median Landscaping Project number 45629-152, Council District 2. And that's all the amendments I have.
Thank you, Councilman Walker. Your motion on the amendments.
I move to approve the amendments.
On the motion to approve the amendments by Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken, we'll vote on the amendments. One more to vote on the amendments. All right, 7 in. We're going to end the vote. Motion passes unanimously. Now we're opening the public hearing on the operating budget on this item summary number 26675. Anyone in favor, please come forward. Anyone in opposition, please come forward. With no one appearing in favor or opposition, Councilman Walker, your motion on the item as amended.
Move to approve as amended.
Motion by Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open. Waiting on one more. Thank you, Councilman. 7 votes in. We're ending the voting. The item passes unanimously. Moving to the capital budget, number 15. Madam Clerk, if you'll read the amendments.
Summary number 26676, amending the 2026 capital budget. And the amendments are to recognize a transfer of $115,124 from Council District 2's Video Poker Fund to project number 45629-142 for landscaping services on Dickory Avenue near Faraday Park. Council District 2, recognize a transfer of $130,000 from the Streets Department to project number 45629-152 for Dickory at Mounds Median Landscaping. Council District 2, allocate $500,000 from the opioid settlement to project number 5820002 for the amendment to the CEA with Jefferson Parish Human Services Authority for the Homeless Service Center. Council District 2, and that's all the amendments I have.
Thank you, Councilman Walker. Your motion on the amendments.
Move to approve the amendments.
Motion by Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is now open on the amendments. Two more votes. Has everyone voted on the amendments to the capital budget? All right.
Mine's lit up. I'll try again.
Go ahead. Let's close it because
Okay.
I'm just showing that.
Let's close the votes and, oh, it says, yeah, okay. Just wasn't counting correctly. So the item passes unanimously on the capital budget, the amendments. Now we're going to vote on the item as amendment. Councilman Walker, your motion?
Move to approve as amended.
Motion by Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken to vote on the capital budget as amendment. Voting is open.
Oh, wait, we need to open the public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Public hearing on the item as amended. This is our capital budget. Anyone in favor, please come forward. Anyone opposed? Seeing no one in favor or opposed to the amended version of our capital budget, now the voting is open. All right, ending the vote. The item passes unanimously as amended.
Did we get a motion?
Item 16 is resolutions and motions from the floor. Madam Clerk.
Councilman Walker.
I have none. I have one, I mean. I have to play the role now that I'm not in that chair. I have to.
A resolution reappointing Mr. Dennis DeMarco to the Finance Authority of Jefferson Parish, representing the parish president.
All right, anyone object to that item coming from the floor from Councilman Walker?
They have
No.
We have to open the voting.
So we have to open the voting on the item coming from the floor?
Yes. If
Okay.
anybody objects, they need to vote.
All right. This one is laborious. All right, so vote on the item coming from the floor. One more vote.
If you object,
If anyone,
you would vote yay.
yeah, if you object to the item coming from the floor, okay, all 7 are in. We're going to end the vote. It's unanimous, so the item can come from the floor.
No. No. It would have to be, if they don't object to the item coming from the floor, it would have to be nay, because you're not objecting to it. So right now, this would be like you're objecting to it coming from the floor.
Okay, yeah, and I don't think any of us appreciated that. Okay, so we're going to clear this vote. So this is for the item to be able to come from the floor, you have to vote no. That is counterintuitive.
Because you don't object.
Because you don't object. So if you're okay with, I'm sorry, let me clear the vote. If you are okay with the item coming from the floor, you can vote nay. Counterintuitive. Maybe we change that wording in the future. So vote nay if you're okay for the item coming from the floor. I know we need to change the wording to.
It's appointment roulette. Maybe you're approved, maybe you're not.
We have one more vote. Has somebody not cast a vote? Otherwise, I'm going to.
You were getting clarification.
Yeah, the parish attorney is going to give us clarification.
We're agreeing.
Okay, so just say, like, can the item come from the floor, and then we can vote yay.
That would be great. That makes sense. Okay, let's do it that way because I'd prefer for them to all be standard. So we're going to get this correct. I'm going to clear the vote. So if we word it as the parish attorney has recommended, that we are voting yay if we are in favor of the item coming from the floor. That makes much more sense. So we're going to start the vote. So a yay vote means you're okay with it coming from the floor. 2 more votes. 1 more vote. Because this does have to be unanimous. Okay, coming from the floor, ending the vote. All are okay with it coming from the floor. All right, so we need a motion from Councilman Walker on the item coming from the floor or open public hearing. Anyone, the public hearing on this item coming from the floor from Councilman Walker. Anyone who is in favor of the item, please come forward. Anyone opposed? Madam Clerk, please note that no one has come forward to speak in support or opposition. We're now moving on the item, Councilman.
Move to approve.
Move to approve the item coming from the floor. Starting the vote. All right, ending the vote. The item passes unanimously.
That was easy.
Yes, in 80 steps. All right, the machine is so tired it looked like it was freezing. Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bohannon. Councilman Liljeburg.
Great.
A resolution granting permission to Miss T's Mamma Mia Meatballs LLC for the sale of food from one food trailer during the carnival season, February 6th, 7th, 10th, the 15th through the 17th, 2026, provided that all permits are obtained.
All right. Open the public here. We have to first move that it can come from the floor. So everyone's supportive of this item coming from the floor from Councilman Liljeburg. It needs to be unanimous. We're going to start the voting. All right. Ending the vote. It can come from the floor. The item passes unanimously. All right, now opening the public hearing on this item coming from the floor. Anyone who wishes to speak in favor of this item, please come forward. Anyone speaking in opposition? Madam Clerk, seeing no one in favor nor against this item coming from the floor. Councilman Liljeburg.
Move to approve.
Move to approve this item. So on motion of Councilman Liljeburg, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken, voting on this item. 2 more votes. 1 more vote. There we go. We're ending the voting. Item passes unanimously.
A resolution granting permission to That's What I'm Talking About LLC to erect one stand for the sale of food from one food truck during the carnival season, February 6th, 7th, 15th through 17th, 2026, provided that all permits are obtained.
All right, this item is coming from the floor, so we're going to vote on if you are okay with it coming from the floor. You can vote yay. All votes in. It passes unanimously. It can come from the floor. Opening the public hearing on this item. That doesn't look good. Anyone who wishes to speak in favor of this item coming from the floor, please come forward. Anyone opposed? Madam Clerk, no one appearing in favor or opposition. Councilman Liljeburg.
Move to approve.
Councilman Liljeburg moves to approve the item, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. We'll start the vote. 1 more. There we go. Ending the vote. It passes unanimously.
It's going to melt down every time.
Madam Clerk.
Councilman Kerner. Yes, sir. A resolution granting permission to St. Mark's Church to erect temporary signs advertising their Gumbo to Go fundraiser during the Lent season to be held on Ash Wednesday and every Friday from February 11th to April 8th, 2026.
Everyone in favor of this item coming from the floor, please vote yay. 7 in. That was our fastest yet. Item passes unanimously from coming from the floor. Opening the public hearing. Anyone who wishes to speak in favor of this item, please come forward. Anyone in opposition? Councilman Kerner, your motion on the item? All right. So Councilman Kerner moves to approve, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Please vote. Ending the vote with 7 votes in. The item passes unanimously.
A resolution requesting the Jefferson Parish Legislative Delegation to support United States Senator John Kennedy regarding unfair legal baiting practices affecting waterfowl in Louisiana.
We're going to vote on the item coming from the floor. If you're okay with the item coming from the floor, vote yay. Ending the vote. The item is unanimously supported to come from the floor. Opening the public hearing on this item. Anyone in favor, please come forward. Anyone opposed? Madam Clerk, please note that no one has appeared. Councilman Kerner, your motion on the item?
So I hate this voting machine. Can y'all hear me?
Wait, you can open your own mic. There you go.
So I hate this voting machine, but one thing I do love is what Senator Kennedy is doing to make Louisiana the wildlife paradise that we all know and love. So right now, if a Louisiana duck hunter, somebody owns the land, if they put a few things of corn, it's illegal. You can't do it to attract ducks. But right now you have places in northern states that are flooding different farms, cornfields with no agricultural benefit at all. Illegally baiting. It's unethical, and what it does is it makes our land less valuable. It makes where people could make livings being guides and doing those things they can't anymore because we're seeing less ducks. And again, it drives down our property values. And in many cases along the coast, it's property values that people have been passed down from their families for generation after generation. So I think by doing this is going to be a true win for Southeast Louisiana, Jefferson Parish. And I just want to thank Senator Kennedy for doing this and stepping up and fighting for the coastal and really all of the state of Louisiana. But with that being said, I'd like to move to approve.
All right, Councilman Kerner moves to approve, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. If you will start the voting. All right, all votes in, ending the voting. It unanimously passes.
Councilman Bonanno. Yes, sir. A resolution authorizing the River Ridge Community Association to place temporary signs at various locations to advertise their general meeting on Monday, February 2nd, 2026.
All right, if you will vote for the item coming from the floor. Unanimous vote, the item is able to come from the floor. Now we're starting the public hearing on this item. Anyone in favor, please come forward. Anyone opposed? Madam Clerk, please note no one has appeared in favor or opposition. Motion, Councilman Bonanno.
Move to approve.
Councilman Bonanno moves to approve, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Starting the vote. 2 more. 1 more. Has somebody not cast their, there we go, Councilman Lozeberg. Ending the vote. The item passes unanimously.
Councilman Lee.
Oh, Lord. Councilman.
Cool.
All right.
A resolution granting permission to Second Harvest Food Bank of Greater New Orleans and Acadiana to operate their Macon Groceries mobile market at James C. Simmons Community Center on January 22nd, February 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th, March 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th, April 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd, May 7th, the 14th, 21st, and 28th, June 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th, July 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd, August 6th, the 13th, 20th, and 27th, September 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, October 1st, 8th, 15th, and 22nd, November 5th, 12th, and 19th, and December 3rd, 10th, 17th, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. to allow the sale of food, 3 canopies, and 1 vehicle, provided that all permits are obtained.
All right, all in favor of this item coming from the floor? One more.
Do it again.
All right, there we go. Unanimously voting to support the item coming from the floor. Now we'll open the public hearing on this item. Anyone speaking in favor of this item? Anyone opposed? Madam Clerk, please note that no one came in favor or against this item. We'll vote on this item.
I move for approval.
Councilman Lee moves for approval, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. One more vote. All right, there we go. Ending the vote. Item passes unanimously. Madam Clerk.
A resolution granting permission to Visitation of Our Lady Church to conduct seafood suppers on February 18th, 20th, 27th, 2026, and March 6th, the 13th, 20th, and 27th, 2026, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3520 Ames Boulevard.
All right. All voting in favor of the item coming from the floor. Unanimous support for the item coming from the floor. Now opening the public hearing on this item. Anyone in favor? Anyone opposed? Madam Clerk, please note no one has come forward in support or against. Councilman Lee?
Move for approval.
Opening the vote on approval of this item. Moved by Councilman Lee, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Open the voting. Close the voting. The item unanimously passes.
A resolution authorizing Laureate Academy to place signs at various locations to advertise their student recruitment.
All right, all vote in favor if you wish the item to come from the floor. Ending the vote, unanimous support to come from the floor. Anyone here to speak in favor of this item? We're opening the public hearing. Anyone opposed? Madam Clerk, seeing no one here to speak on this item. Councilman Lee?
I move.
Moves for approval, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open. Voting is closed. The item passes unanimously.
A resolution granting permission to Council District 3 to conduct its Family Day in the Park celebration on January 19th, 2026, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Johnny Jacobs Playground to allow DJ amplified music, food trucks, and outdoor cooking, provided that all permits are obtained.
We're going to open voting on this item coming from the floor. Ending the vote. Unanimous support for it coming from the floor. Now we're going to open the public hearing on this item. Anyone here to speak in favor of this item, please come forward. Anyone in opposition? Madam Clerk, please note no one has come forward to speak on this item. Councilman Lee?
I move.
Moved by Councilman Lee, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open. Voting is closed. The item unanimously passes.
Councilwoman Van Rankin.
I have nothing from the floor.
And I've completed the roll.
I know. Yeah, thank you for your patience, everyone. Again, this is compliance that we have to do. Now we pick up the pace with Councilman Walker. We get to consent agenda items 1. Consent agenda 1 will be items number 17 through 65 minus 18, in which Councilman Walker will abstain. Councilman Walker, your motion?
Move.
Moved by Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Items 17 through 65 minus 18, which Councilman Walker will abstain. We'll open the vote on this item. On the consent agenda. Waiting on 2 more. One more. Has someone not voted on this consent agenda 1? There we go. We got 7 votes. Ending the vote. The item unanimously passes. All right, item 18.
A resolution approving the 2025 and 2026 alcoholic beverage permits.
All right. Do we need a public hearing on this? No, it's a resolution. So Councilwoman Bohannon, your motion on this item number 18. Councilwoman Bohannon moves to approve, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. We're going to start the voting on this item 18 with Councilman Walker abstaining. The item passes with 6 yeas, 0 nays, and 1 abstention. Let's see, we'll go to item 66. Madam Clerk.
A resolution selecting an engineering firm from the list of approved firms established under Resolution Number 144663, adopted on August 7, 2024, for routine engineering services which cost under $500,000 for drainage projects to provide professional engineering services associated with Wagaman Canal improvements. Council District 3.
Councilman Lee, your selection.
T. Baker Smith.
Councilman Lee moves on the selection of T. Baker Smith, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open on the selection of T. Baker Smith. All votes in. Voting is closed. The item passes unanimously. Item 67.
It's more Glover.
Let's see. This is the in Globo, again, a second in Globo consent agenda item 2, item 67 through 114, minus item 69, which will be pulled for discussion, and item 106, which is to be canceled.
Move.
Moved by Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open. On in Globo agenda item 2. The item passes unanimously. All right, we go to item 69, which we have pulled for discussion. Madam Clerk.
A resolution approving Amendment Number 3 to the agreement, contract number 55-000-22080, between the Parish of Jefferson and Deloitte & Touche LLP, increasing the total contract cap by $6,800,000 for a new total contract cap of $15 million to accommodate 5 distinct work streams under the scope of work. Year-end close and audit support for 2024 and 2025, finance process and capabilities, grant management, data accuracy, and technology capacity associated with Jefferson Parish implementation of the new M4 ERP platform, and extending the contract term to coincide with the end of the parish's fiscal year ending at midnight on December 31st, 2027.
All right, this item 69, is open for discussion. And again, you're controlling your own mics now with this system, so you can open it with that request to speak button. Councilman Bonanno.
Mr. LaShooter, Victor, what is the source of funding for the actual payment for the audit, the Deloitte Touches? Are we prorating that back to the departments, or is there some other fund that we're using?
Yeah, the source for the audit piece is from the general fund. And then we do a cost allocation plan annually that we work with. We have a consultant that prepares that in accordance with the generally accepted accounting principles, and we allocate those costs.
Yeah, thank you.
Other questions or discussion? Okay, the one thing I wanted to note, we had a meeting with, Councilman Walker and I had a meeting with Deloitte & Touche recently, and asked them where this amount of money, the 6.8, would get us in progress on each of those 5 scopes. The one that I think all of us consider the priority is the audit, getting our audits complete, getting our bond rating back. And Deloitte noted that this amount of money, the 6.8, would only get us 75% complete on those audits. So I think in some of our discussions, we simply wanted to make sure that the funding is prioritized to the audit. and 100% of audit support since that was the first scope and most significant scope, so that if that can be done administratively and making sure these funds first and foremost go to 100% completion of the audit, I think that's really the conversation we were having. If we need to take some formal action on that, we can do that in the future. Can you all do that administratively, or does that have to take some action?
No, no action's needed. We can certainly administratively work with the consultant to prioritize, and absolutely, we agree. The audit is 100% the priority.
Great. Thank you very much, Victor. I appreciate that. All right, Councilman Walker, your motion on item 69.
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. We'll open the voting. This is on item 69. All right, Councilman Lee is absent, so we will close the voting. All right, 6 yeas, no nays, and 1 absent. We'll go to addendum item 115, which is the addendum agenda. There. The first item is executive session, so we'll skip that for now. Councilman Walker, your motion on in globo adoption of addendum agenda items 2 through 34 minus items 23, 25, 26, and 30.
Move.
Councilman Walker moves for the approval of addendum agenda items 2 through 34 minus items 23, 25, 26, and 30, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting on this item. One more vote. Has anyone not voted before I close the vote? All right. Closing the vote. Item passes unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 23.
A resolution approving a cooperative endeavor agreement between the Parish of Jefferson and the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club, Incorporated, to provide funding at a cost not to exceed $10,500 towards expenses for the King Zulu flag raising ceremony on February 7, 2026 in LaSalle Park in Metairie, Louisiana during the 2026 carnival season, which will promote tourism and economic development in Jefferson Parish. And the amendments are to change the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club Incorporated to the Audrey May Tassan Foundation. And that's all the amendments I have.
Councilman Bonanno, your motion on the amendments.
Move to approve.
All right, voting on the amendments. Two more. Has anyone not voted on this item? And one more. Anyone? All right, there we go. All 7 votes, ending the vote. The item on the motion on the amendments passes unanimously. And then moving on the item as amendment, Councilman Bonanno.
Move to approve.
Seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open on the item as amended. One more vote. There we go. Ending the vote. The item passes unanimously as amended. Madam Clerk.
A resolution approving a cooperative endeavor agreement between the Parish of Jefferson and the Mystic Crew of Music to provide for the production of the Mystic Crew of Music Carnival Parade in Marrero, Louisiana during the 2026 carnival season, which will promote tourism and economic development in Jefferson Parish at a cost not to exceed $10,000 from Act 461 of the 2025 regular legislative session of the Louisiana Legislature for Senior, Recreational, and Community Programming in Council District 3, pursuant to State CEA number RS-25-554, approved by Resolution number 147653, adopted on the 10th day of December 2025. And the amendments are to change $10,000 to $5,000 in the preamble, third whereas, ninth whereas, in section 1. And that's all the amendments I have.
Okay, Councilman Lee, your motion on the amendments.
I move.
Councilman Lee moves on the amendments, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open. Ending the vote. The amendments pass unanimously. Councilman Lee, your motion on the item as amended.
I move.
Seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open. One more vote. There we go. Voting is closed. The item passes as amended unanimously. That's item 25. Madam Clerk?
A resolution approving the cooperative endeavor agreement between the Parish of Jefferson and the Crew of Nandi to provide for the production of Crew of Nandi Carnival Parade in Marrero, Louisiana during the 2026 Carnival season, which will promote tourism and economic development in Jefferson Parish at a cost not to exceed $10,000 from Act 461 of the 2025 regular legislative session of the Louisiana Legislature for Senior Recreational and Community Programming in Council District 3 pursuant to State CEA RS-25-554, approved by Resolution Number 147653, adopted on the 10th day of December 2025.
Councilman Lee, your vote on the amendments?
I move.
Wait, I gotta read the
sorry.
amendments. That's okay. The amendments are to change $10,000 to $5,000 in the preamble, third whereas, and ninth whereas in section 1. And that's all the amendments I have.
Thank you. Your motion on the amendments.
Move.
Seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. This is the motion on the amendments. One more vote. Does anyone not cast their vote? There we go. Ending the vote on the amendments. The amendments pass. Councilman Lee, your motion on the item as amended.
I move.
Seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open. Voting is closed. The item passes as amended unanimously. Madam Clerk, addendum item number 30.
A resolution approving a cooperative endeavor agreement between the Parish of Jefferson and New Growth Economic Development Association for the planning and promotion of community, recreational, and cultural programs in Council District 3 of Jefferson Parish at a cost not to exceed $114,000 from an appropriation in Act 461 of the 2025 regular legislative session of the Louisiana Legislature for Senior Recreational and Community Programming in Council District 3 pursuant to State CEA number RS-25-554, approved by Resolution number 147653, adopted on the 10th day of December 2025. And the amendments are to change $114,000 to $100,000 in the preamble, third whereas, ninth whereas, and section 1. And that's all the amendments I have.
Okay, Councilman Lee, your motion on the amendments.
I move.
All right, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting on the amendments. One more. Has everyone voted on the amendments? Someone's still out. Yeah, there we go. Ending the vote. The amendments passed unanimously. Councilman Lee, your vote, your motion on the item as amended.
I move.
Seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Open the voting. There we go. Ending the voting. The item passes as amended unanimously. Madam Clerk, addendum number 35.
A resolution appointing Lieutenant Mark D. Decker to the Fire Civil Service Board for the representative of the East Bank Consolidated Special Service Fire Protection District of Jefferson Parish, Louisiana, for the remainder of the unexpired 3-year term to expire August 18th, 2026, and to provide for related matters.
Councilman Bonanno, your motion on the item.
Move to approve.
All right. Motion by Councilman Bonanno, seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open. One more. Voting is closed. The item passes unanimously. That's item 35. Item 36, Madam Clerk.
A resolution approving a maintenance agreement between the Jefferson Parish Communication District and Motorola Solutions Incorporated to provide network maintenance and local troubleshooting repair for all radio consoles in use by the Communication District in an amount not to exceed $285,646.62.
Councilman Walker.
Move.
Councilman Walker moves for approval of the item, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open. Waiting on two more. One more. All right, all 7 votes in. Ending the vote, the item passes unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 116.
A resolution increasing the contract consideration payable to 3rd District Volunteer Fire Department from $350,800 to $446,000 in accordance with the fire protection agreement between the Fire Protection District Number 3 of the Parish of Jefferson, State of Louisiana, and 3rd District Volunteer Fire Department dated March 21st, 2018.
Councilman Bonanno, your motion? Councilman Bonanno moves to approve, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open. All 7 votes in. Ending the vote, the item passes unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 117 on the addendum.
A resolution approving an increase to the monthly contract consideration payable to Bridge City Volunteer Fire Company Number 1 from $90,883.34 to $100,883.34 in accordance with the terms of the fire protection agreement between Fire Protection District Number 7 of the Parish of Jefferson, State of Louisiana, and Bridge City Volunteer Fire Company Number 1.
Councilman Bonanno? Move to approve by Councilman Bonanno, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open. Please cast your votes. All 7, that's our fastest. End the vote. The item passes unanimously. Yay, we're getting better.
Good job, everybody.
Madam Clerk, 118.
A resolution approving an increase to the monthly contract consideration payable to Live Oak Manor Volunteer Fire Department from $90,883.34 to $100,883.34 in accordance with the terms of the fire protection agreement between Fire Protection District Number 7 of the Parish of Jefferson, State of Louisiana, and Live Oak Manor Volunteer Fire Department.
Councilman Lee?
I move.
Councilman Lee moves for approval, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open. There we go. Ending the vote. The item passes unanimously. Yay. Madam Clerk, item 119.
A resolution approving an increase to the monthly contract consideration payable to 9 Mile Point Volunteer Fire Company Number 1 from $92,883.34 to $102,883.34 in accordance with the terms of the fire protection agreement between Fire Protection District Number 7 of the Parish of Jefferson, State of Louisiana, and 9 Mile Point Volunteer Fire Department.
Councilman Lee?
I move.
Councilman Lee moves, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open. Voting is closed. The item passes unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 120.
A resolution approving an increase to the monthly contract consideration payable to Herbert Wallace Memorial Volunteer Fire Company from $93,883.34 to $103,883.34 in accordance with the terms of the fire protection agreement between Fire Protection District Number 7 of the Parish of Jefferson, State of Louisiana, and Herbert Wallace Memorial Volunteer Fire Company.
Councilman Lee?
I move.
Move, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open. Two more. One more. There we go. Everyone's voted. The vote is unanimous. Item passes. Madam Clerk, item 120. Or 121.
A resolution approving an increase to the contract consideration payable to the the Avondale Volunteer Fire Company from $93,566.67 per month to $103,566.67 per month in accordance with the terms of the Fire Protection Agreement between Fire Protection District Number 7 of the Parish of Jefferson, State of Louisiana, and the Avondale Volunteer Fire Company.
Councilman Bonanno?
Move to approve.
Moved to approval by Councilman Bonanno, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Your voting is open. One more. Councilman Lee, did you vote? There we go. Ending the vote. The item passes unanimously, 121. New business, we have none. Status report, we have none. So now this is the portion. I'd say, do you want to do executive session? We're before noon, or do you want to do the public? Let's do the public speaking.
See how many people want to
Yeah.
speak, see if it's a ton.
We got a half an hour.
You can ask how many want to speak and see if it adds up.
Yeah, how about, well, what's that?
No, nobody's-
You don't think everybody's here for the executive session? Okay, so this will be the item of the agenda where we have no status reports, no new business. So this is anyone who wants to speak. You will have 3 minutes to speak on any item. It does not need to be on the agenda. And you can come forward. Please state your name and address for the record.
He must have left. He must have.
Even with a clunky voting system, we're moving along. So, all right. Again, this is anyone who wishes to speak on anything. Does not have to be on the agenda. State your name and address for the record.
Craig Burkett, 1312 Airline Park Boulevard, Metairie, Louisiana. Hello, everyone, council, administration. Certainly wanted to just, I'm Craig Burkett with the Jefferson Firefighters Association. Certainly, Councilman Liljeburg, we appreciate your, notice and comments, earlier in the meeting. We're just, appearing before you again today. At some point, I know we've provided all of you a copy of the notice of impasse with the administration. I certainly thank those councilmen who have reached out to try to find some resolution. Certainly invite the other, anyone else who would like to speak to us. We don't certainly want to have to go to the voters in any capacity, but we have to have some resolution. There's been a lot said back and forth between us, but we can't have in any range of our pay plan stagnant wages for 17, 18 years with a starting firefighter wage as low as it is. We've had, I think about a 26% cost in inflation since we notified the administration in 2019 that our wages were woefully low. Since then, there's no progress that has been made, and we just can't simply keep going like this. So, again, we have to move forward in some capacity. We certainly invite any one of you to contact us to try to find some resolution and maintain that dialogue. Again, we negotiated with the administration to find no resolution to the first impasse in our organization's history, since the 60s. It's unfortunate it came to that, but unfortunately, we either need the council to step in or let us go to the voters. And we simply ask in each of you, if you have any questions before then, to contact us. We'll certainly, meet with you any day, any time, any place. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak on publicly?
Thank you, Councilman Lee and Councilman Bonanno, for the money for the 7th District. The other chiefs couldn't make it. They didn't know they could cross the UEP. So I'm here to tell them thank you.
All right. Anyone else wishing to speak publicly this morning on anything? All right. If not, we will, Madam Clerk, please read the. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Just tell us your name and your address for the record.
My name is Ida Maldonado. I live in 1605 David Drive, and I come today representing my Spanish community. I am a citizen from United States. I love this country. This is my home, and I am proud of this country. But right now, I have to come and talk to you about what is happening, and I need to talk to Ms. Arita. I am focused on you, Ms. Arita. Because in my community right now, the business are suffering, and I agree, because I have been in this country for 21 years, and I love this country, and I have my small business, my house, I own my house here. But I agree that we want the criminals out. I want the criminals out. We support the government to take the criminals out. We can help if they want to. But the tactics that they are using isn't the right ones, because they are taking people who has been in this country for many years, who support, who help, who contribute to the country, and nobody's doing anything. Everybody's silent. Everybody's afraid. Many people are afraid. So we need. Kenner has a big Spanish community, business, diversity. They are suffering. They are close. David Drive, on David Drive. If you see between Power and West Napoleon, you have a lot of business who are close, who are suffering from this situation. And also, personally, I have to help my neighbors to pick up the kids from the school, from the bus stop, because these people stop a block away. These kids are traumatizing. My nephews are traumatizing right now. They don't want to go to play soccer. They cannot do anything. Like I explained the last time, the police officer. I have the opportunity to talk to the police officer from Kenner, because I am one of the persons who organized the rallies, and I disagree. They didn't help me. I am a citizen like you. I pay taxes like you. I own my house in Jefferson Parish like you. So I asked for the police officer to be close to us on the rally. They didn't go. They denied it to go. So we are citizens too, all of us, 200 people over there, citizens and residents, and nobody is supporting us. So in my church, I am part of the church in Kenner, and our priest couldn't come to talk because he has work permit. My coworkers has work permit. They took people with work permit. They paid $10,000 for that work permit. So why they make the people do this and they don't help people? And everybody's silent. So we need, Ms. Arita, what you are going to do to help our community, because you know we are a big community in Kenner, Metairie, like behind Lafreniere Park, drones night and day. They cannot go in front of the house. So they can kidnap my sister neighbor. That lady has been here for 21 years. She even died. And they said, why you don't fix your paper soon? I have the opportunity, thank God, but they don't have it. Their kids are under 21, and they cannot. They apply for work permits. Some of them get it, but not for nothing, because it's good for nothing. So I know I accept the time. Thank you very much, but please answer me this. What you are going to do to help the Spanish community, and what you can help us, because we are afraid to call the police from Kenner. I have friends, I have 6 cases documented, and I didn't put it public because I don't want to make more problems. These people got arrested after they called the police from Kenner. But they didn't have the poll.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here. We have 3 minutes each speaker.
Sorry, thank you.
Councilwoman.
Ms. Muldaner.
Push your,
Push mute?
Yes, there
we
you
go. Ms. Muldaner, in the back of the room is a man named John Tobler. He's going to get your contact information and we can talk more. I just wanted to comment, though, about the protest in Kenner. Our police have raved about how wonderful the protesters have been. They've been compliant. The things that we're seeing happening in New Orleans have not happened there. They've been very organized. You know, when it became dark and the protest was over, everyone left. It was very peaceful. So they've been very complimentary about how you guys have presented yourself in the community. So I appreciate that. So I don't. Unfortunately, you can't add it here because of the time limits. But I will definitely call you, and you and I can speak further. Okay. So John's gonna meet you in the back. He should be in here somewhere.
Anyone else, members of the public
he's
who
right
wish
there.
to speak? All right, that portion of our council meeting. We are. Okay, great. We're ready for executive session. So, Madam Clerk, if you could read the executive session items.
A resolution authorizing the council to go into executive session to discuss legal matters concerning a lawsuit entitled Mudbugs West Bank Development Corporation Incorporated versus Parish of Jefferson, 24th JDC, case number 783-754, Division G.
Councilman Walker. Councilman Walker moves, second by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting is open. Two more votes.
Oh, we got to vote.
Yeah, to vote on this executive session item.
Madam
Ending the
Parish
vote.
Attorney, my finger really hurts after pushing this button so many days. Does that qualify for workers' comp? Just say, okay.
All right, the item passes unanimously to go into executive session. Madam Clerk.
A resolution authorizing the council to go into executive session to discuss legal matters concerning claim for Joseph Sims, CCMSI, claim number 14C99E185050.
Councilman Walker.
Move.
Seconded by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Voting on this executive session item. Everybody cast a vote. The faster we do it, the faster we get it. All right, one more.
Byron, vote.
All right, voting closed. The item passes unanimously to go into executive session. Next item.
A resolution authorizing the council to go into executive session to discuss legal matters concerning claims by Otis Elevator Company, contract number 55-000-19795.
Councilman Walker.
Move.
Second by Councilwoman Van Rankin. Let's vote on this executive session item real fast. Voting's open. And then we'll come out and recognize Councilman Lee. This is the executive session item. Voting is open. Councilman Liljeburg, Councilman. This is executive session. There we go. Voting closed. That item passes. Councilman Lee.
I want to personally say to all, and many of you all may not know, this is Steve LaChute's very last meeting on the Jefferson Parish, serving us in the capacity. And I want to personally tell you, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with you, and we thank you and so grateful for everything that you do and have done, and we look forward to you coming back to be with us soon.
He's not.
After
He's like on a beach somewhere.
Will you be coming to sit in the audience and comment on everything when it comes back? Thank you for everything you did for us. You did a great job, and I think you helped us get as far as we have in this last 6 years. So thank you, Steve, for everything.
Absolutely.
And look, I want to add as well, because, I served as councilman and I served as mayor with you in this seat. And when I was mayor in a small town, you treated me no differently and helped me just as much as when I was a councilman. And it's been a hell of a lot. We faced through some of the worst disasters in history, right when we all entered office together. You at the forefront of the parish, blizzards and everything else you can name of. And, you have been the glue between the council and the administration and the departments. You were the guy that when people needed help and things needed to get done fast, you were that man. And you are such a hard person to replace. I don't even know if it's possible. But I want to thank you for your years of service, Steve. You have helped each one of us. You have helped so many people in this parish, and they may never know it. They may never know that it was you that helped them, but we know it, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, okay?
And for those not familiar, the way our org chart works, you're at the top of all of those 40 departments. So for our constituents, it truly is the hardest job in parish government. You are the right-hand person of our parish president. So thank you for the amount of time and energy it takes.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to prolong this any longer, but honestly, as a newbie, I've learned that if we all have your integrity and quite honestly, your guts, we're unstoppable as a parish. So you've been a great example for me, so thank you.
I agree, Steve. Thank you for all you've done. I learned shortly after working with you, I think here before, I don't think I knew this when you were at the sheriff's office, that you are a West Banker. As an East Bank council person, and I mean this, like as an East Bank council person, you know, it's I didn't know you treated, you know, you did your job, you did it well, you treated everybody fairly, but you know, as a dad of 7 half West Bank girls, you know, I appreciate you from both sides of the river. Thank you for your service.
And I'll wrap it up with 45 years in government service and public service is a heck of a run. And we'll certainly miss you around here. I echo what everybody said. And we're still going to make sure that Timmy calls you from time to time just to keep it going, just for old time's sake. Thank you, Steve.
All right. We're in executive session. All right, welcome everybody back from executive session. Madam Clerk. All right, Madam Clerk, if you will read the items coming out of executive session. Wait, there you go.
Okay.
All right, y'all, if we can have quiet in the chamber. We've got 3 items and we're out of here.
An ordinance.
And ordinances to read into the summary.
A resolution authorizing a settlement in a lawsuit entitled Mudbugs West Bank Development Corporation Incorporated versus Parish of Jefferson, 24th JDC case number 783-754, Division G.
Councilman Walker. Move. Wait, there you go. Councilman Walker moves on the item. Councilwoman Van Rankin second. Voting on this item is open. Everybody cast your vote. Everybody cast your vote. All right. Unanimously approved. Madam Clerk.
A resolution authorizing a settlement in a legal matter concerning a claim for legal matters for Joseph Sims, CCMSI, claim number 14C99E185050, and to provide for related matters.
Councilman Walker.
Move.
Councilman Walker moves for approval, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open. Councilman Lee? Councilman? Councilman Lee? All right, voting is... Did you take it? Okay, try one more time. There we go. Voting closed. The item passes unanimously. Madam Clerk?
A resolution authorizing the compromise of claims made by Otis Elevator Company for work performed under the terms of contract number 55-000-19795 regarding labor, materials, and equipment for elevator maintenance services and repairs at the Jefferson Parish Correctional Center.
Councilman Walker?
Move.
Second by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Voting is open on this item. Ooh, fast. And vote unanimous approval. All right, that brings us to the portion where we read ordinances into summary. Madam Clerk, we have 5.
An ordinance declaring the intent of Jefferson Parish to acquire full ownership in Lot 2, Square 5, Westgate Subdivision, bearing address 2621 Massachusetts Avenue, pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statutes 472231. An ordinance declaring various adjudicated properties no longer needed for public purpose and authorizing the sale of said properties to the adjacent landowner. An ordinance to amend Section 2-87 of the Code of Ordinances relative to principal offices. An ordinance amending the 2026 operating budget, an ordinance amending the 2026 capital budget, and that's all the ordinances I have to read.
Everybody, thank you for your patience. Do I have a move to adjourn?
Oh, we have to adopt the ordinance.
Oh, I'm sorry. Motion to adopt the ordinances that were read.
Move.
Councilman Walker moves. Seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Everyone cast their vote. 2 more votes. All right. Anyone? I'm just going to hit the end on that one. 6 yays on those items, 1 absent. And then a motion to adjourn, and I guess we even need a vote on this, people. Motion to adjourn, Councilman Walker, seconded by Councilwoman Van Vranken. Please vote yay, and we're out of here. Somebody not even voting in favor of this, but ending the vote. There we go. It's a unanimous vote that we are adjourned for the day. Thank you for your patience with our new voting system. See you next meeting on the West Bank.